Good morning, Karen.
Morning, Joe.
You ready to do this?
I am. Let's go.
Let's do this. Woo! Yeah. Good morning, Ray. You're holding the door for us. Thank you.
Hey, Ray.
Let's get the show started.
Let's go. Give it a class on that. It would look something similar to this.
We have several views.
Hi, I'm Karen,
And I'm Joe.
and welcome to
What's Happening?
Today, Joe is actually going to share an app called Puppet Pals, Director's Pass. It's actually an app that's $2.99 in the App Store.
Mm-hmm.
There is a free version, and if you get that free version, honestly, I recommend it just to get started if you want to create some digital stories.
Mm-hmm.
Yes. If you go ahead and go with the $2.99, you'll be able to do some really amazing things that Joe is going to share with us today. And just real quick, I have to plug this. The intro to our show, we created about a year and a half ago, right?
Mm-hmm.
Using Puppet Pals Director's Pass. So we've actually shared a couple episodes about Puppet Pals, but today we're gonna kind of put a new spin, a new twist on things,
Mm-hmm.
and share how we use it with digital storytelling in the classroom. So take it over, Joe.
What I'm going to show you today is that you can actually bring in physical writing into this. Okay, because a lot of times, you think, wow, the kids need to learn how to write and they need to know how to read and this and that, right? And so I figure, you know what, it can be done. It can be done. So the first thing before you create any story, right, or any movie or anything, you got to have your script, right? So it's really important to have a storyboard. So I have here is my piece of paper, right, and I have my storyboard. Things what's happening, the title, what the ending is gonna say. By the way, this is about Thanksgiving. I'm making it up, right? Making it up, okay? It's not it's not the truth. It's just for fun.
You didn't spend a week writing this?
No.
Joe.
And so then I have the Pilgrim's what he says, and then what the ending and the Pilgrim say, and then they resolve their issue. They decide to bring the resources together, and at the end they all say Happy Thanksgiving. Aw, happy ending.
That sounds
right?
like an awesome story.
So this is my story. This is my storyboard, right? But once you have the kids write the storyboard, you can divide the work. Okay, you know what? You're going to be doing this part. You're going to be doing this part. So then, from this storyboard, you come up with what are the characters going to say? Well, they're going to say, "Welcome to Joe's Thanksgiving. Do we have enough food? We only have vegetables, grains, and fruit. We only have muskets to hunt with. How about we combine our resources to survive? Be very quiet. I'm hunting turkey." Right? And Happy Thanksgiving. So these are things that the characters are going to say. These are their bubbles, right? Their dialogue bubbles. So now we go to the app, right? So we have this finished. So the kids have their stations, right? They're writing their stuff, recreating. And once they finish this part, then they go to the station that has the iPads. Does that make sense? So you're combining, like she said before, reality with virtual reality. So now at this point, we go to the app, right? So I go to my Puppet Pals right here, little Puppet Pals. And so, of course, I launch it. This is what you see when you first go into a Puppet Pals. And, of course, you're going to see what's happening? We're good? Okay.
It's not projecting quite
Oh, it's not projecting
right.
quite well?
It's a nice black screen.
Oh, yeah. What's going on? Hold on. I know what to do. So swipe up and turn it off. And then let's bring it back up again. There we go.
That's
It's back on.
beautiful. Yeah.
All right.
Perfect.
So when you go to the screen, this is when you first launch, you have Puppet Pals, right? And of course, they're going to try to advertise. They're going to advertise their new other app. They have the Puppet Pals 2, which allows the little characters to move around. It's kind of neat, but we're not there yet. We're going to go with simple stuff. So Puppet Pals, right? So then I go to press start. It pretty much takes you in a linear fashion, right? So I press start. Now, my characters, right? I'm already going to have characters for Thanksgiving. So my two characters, right, is the Indian. I'm going to use the Indian, right? And I am going to have a turkey. And I am going to have the Pilgrim with a musket.
And by the way, I have to just interrupt real quick. The Puppet Pals app that's free comes with those fairy tale characters that Joe has above it. And then the paid version comes with much more than Thanksgiving.
Oh, yeah.
In fact, there's lots and lots of different things that you can download. And so just so you know, those are some characters that come with the paid version, the Thanksgiving characters.
And so, and what Karen pointed out too is that with the paid version also, is here where it says add actors from photo. This is where you can add your own custom characters. If you see there, you can see the face of my daughter in there.
Oh, she's
Smiling,
so
right?
cute.
But that's a different story. So when I go to, and so I want to bring in my dialogue, right? And so I already have one already, This is how about, you can tell right there, the white one. This is how about combine our resources, right? So I go back to add actor from photo, and look at this. I actually took a snapshot of this piece of paper, and so choose X16 image. So I'll go back to the piece of paper. And so the first one I cut out was the how about we combine our resources, right? I need another bubble. Be very, very quiet. I'm hunting turkey, so I go make a little bubble around this one, right? Little bubble, and I go accept. So now I have that bubble. I bring in more bubbles, right?
Sounds good.
Choose an existing one. Same piece of paper that I took a snapshot of. Now I have them say Happy Thanksgiving, so I can get a bubble for that one.
This will be the easiest scissor cutting activity in the world.
Right.
With your finger.
And you're saving like, when
No mess.
no mess. Look at that. And so I'm gonna get all my bubbles real quick first, right? So I'm gonna get all my bubbles. So see what I'm doing? Making little bubbles, and then accept, and one more time. I think I'm gonna do 2 more times, right? Or okay, maybe not. Maybe a few more times. Little bubbles. And I'm trying to make it look bubbly.
I think it looks pretty bubbly.
You like it?
Yeah.
Is it bubbly enough? Okay. So then I get another one, and then this one. And this is, we're encouraging writing with this app. Okay, so the kids are gonna have to do it on paper and pencil and do this. And so the last one is, right? And I'm putting this in it's all mixed up, the sequence, right? Oh yeah, I'm gonna bring in myself. And by the way, with if you see here, take a photo, I can take a picture of a student, right? And then I take a picture and I can just outline the student and bring them into the story, or a stuffed animal, or whatever it is. And so you can bring them in. But I decided to take a picture of myself on a white background and just clean it up myself. So I'm going to use that picture of myself, right? This one here. Is it going to work? It just brought me in.
There you are.
Nice!
It knew you were already cut out.
It knew it was already cleaned out. Okay, that's good. That's good. So then, once I have my characters, right? I have my characters that I chose, right? The Indians, right? The Indian, the Pilgrim, and the turkey, and the cooked turkey. And I have to select. I also have to select my bubbles. Oh, I can only select so many at a time. I forgot about that.
So it says up to 8 characters.
Up to 8 characters, which is fine. So I'm going to take off a few of my characters. I'm going to take off I'm going to keep my. I'm going to bring in my dialogue boxes. So I'm going to bring in this one for Joe. Do we have enough food? That one is perfect. And then Joe, we need Joe. This one, and then, okay. There we go. I'm not going to do the whole story, but I guess we can get started. So I hit next, right? This point here, this is the background, what I'm going to use, right? So you can have several backgrounds. So I'm going to have maybe this one for the introduction, right? This one for the Indian talking, and this one for the Pilgrim.
Awesome. And then again, with this version, notice at the top that Joe can also bring in another photo if you took another photo.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So I can bring my own, with the paid version of it. So you know what? It said I can do 5, so I'm going to add 1 more. Okay, so next. So now I'm in my playground, right? This is, if you notice the square in the middle where you see the forest, that's the current background. Okay? And so I'm going to have my, and notice on the very top you can see where I can pull on these tassels and change my scenes. Okay, so I'm going to use this one to bring in my story. And notice I have my record button at the very top. See the little tiny red button? When I start recording, I can also record and pause, right? So I can set my scene to start recording. So I can bring Joe in, right?
You look a little dressed up, Joe.
I do look dressed up to be in the forest, right? And I can start recording, right? Say, welcome. Well, hold on. Let me go to it one more time. Welcome. Pause it. Welcome to Joe's view of Thanksgiving. It's going to be fabulous. So I put on pause, right? Change the scene, right? Change the scene. So I go to my first scene. I can take Joe out now. Take Joe out in the bubble. And now I can bring in the first part of the story so that I can bring my Indian, right? And this is where Karen's going to help me out with this one. And so it starts off like this. So we start recording. I'm going to pass it over to Karen, and you're going to record, Karen.
Do we have enough food?
Bring the bubble out. Bring in the bubble. And start recording again.
We only have vegetables, grain, and fruit.
Okay, see that? So it has been paused. Now I can change the scene, right? And then I can go to the Pilgrim.
So now Joe is actually moving all of these different items around just with his finger. And then when he starts recording, he's moving the character up and down so it appears as if they're talking.
And then this time I can go with the Pilgrim. Start recording. Do we have enough food? And then I can bring the other bubbles in, right? I think I can go back, right? I can go back and get my other bubbles.
Mm-hmm.
So I'm going to go back real quick. But you know what? We'll stop it there. We'll stop it there. Because there's no point in me going all the way back. But we can go back and grab the other characters and continue with the story. But I'm going to stop it there, right? So when I hit the record button, right? Little down there with a little, click on the record button. It's going to save it. Thanks. Giving. Save. Yes, it's been recorded. Yes. So then I want to see it, right? I can play it. And then I can also export this, right, to my camera roll.
Mm-hmm.
So I can transfer it out. See, I can export it. But I'm going to go ahead and cancel it for right now because I don't know how long that's going to take. So I'm going to cancel that. But I'm going to play it. But you're going to see how all the pausing and this and that is going to play smooth. Welcome. Welcome to Joe's View of Thanksgiving. It's going to be fabulous.
Do we have enough food? We only have vegetables, grain, and fruit.
Do we have enough food? You see that? So we can continue the whole story, but I just want to show you how you can have everything all laid out, and you can have different kids. Me and Karen work together, right? And we put this movie together as a team, but it took us to write our stuff, right? Think, brainstorm, write our storyboard, and then come up with our dialogue that we took pictures of and brought into the story and made a story together. Now, what do you guys think?
I like it. You know, when you were talking about also taking pictures of, like, say, a stuffed animal or toy to bring it in, it's really nice because they could create their own toy story. You know, like, yeah, bring it to life, storyboard it, and move them around and have a lot of fun with different characters.
And that's all we have for you. I hope this inspires you to create more stories, digital stories.
And that's actually our mission in the classroom, is sharing that with teachers and having their students create things with the iPad, using it as a tool for learning. And so, again, you can check us out on Facebook, like us on Facebook, let's say that. Follow us on Twitter and subscribe to the YouTube channel under the EPISD TV studio. And this show is called What's Appening. And we want to thank you for joining us.
Adios.